And as always, I'd like to remind you that I have placed a link to the Thinkdiag device in the description down below in case you want to look at it further or acquire one for yourself. And as you can see, I have downloaded and installed the Thinkcar diagnostic app for my Android device. Now at this point, I do have to move to the car so I can connect this to my vehicle and begin the activation process. First, I'm going to plug this device into my OBD2 port. Then I'm going to hit maintenance options and I'm going to hit the activate option. Now the device has a serial number on the bottom, but I can also pull that serial number from the documentation that they gave us. And as you can see, that information is going to be entered right here, serial number, activation code, and then I'm going to hit activate. And while the software is downloading, I do want to show you the coverage of what vehicles are supported by the Thinkdiag device. And I'll scroll down right here so you can see if your brand is on here. But the other thing that we can do in this menu is only download the software that we need. We could download all of it, but for example, I'm never going to work on a Rolls Royce, or so I don't think, so I can pause it for right now. If I ever need to work on a Rolls Royce, I can resume the downloading. And this is going to help speed up the download of updates by stopping the ones that are not needed. And then we have the all systems diagnostic option, which is going to be the main one that we're going to be using to diagnose a vehicle. This one allows us to read the codes in a vehicle, erase the codes, which turns off the check engine light, read live data, and more. And there's several ways of accessing it. We can have this device automatically pull the VIN and connect to the car, pulling the correct information. We can manually enter the VIN of the car that we're working on, or we can manually select the brand of the car that we're working on to begin the troubleshooting process. Next, we have maintenance functions where we have things like oil reset, ABS bleed reset, DPF reset, and I'll go in here so you can see if the option you're looking for is included. For example, this one is to reset the adaptive frontlight system. Some newer cars have headlights that are able to adjust. This one is to reset the ABS system. The battery one right here is used to reset the battery, the memory in a car. Newer vehicles require us to reset the battery when we put a new one. And you can see that the icons give you an idea of what they are. Here we have the DPF, which is used for diesel vehicles, resetting the parking brake, resetting the EGR system. We have, for example, this icon right here for the injectors, and we have the TPMS reset. And if we don't need a full system diagnostic or to access the maintenance functions, we can access the OBD functions with this menu option. And finally, we have two tabs, one that stores the reports of the cars that we have worked on and their issues, and then we have the history tabs where we have a history of the troubleshooting that we have done on the vehicle. And to connect the device to the vehicle, I have located the OBD2 port, so I can go ahead and plug that in. Now, if you're having trouble finding the OBD2 port in your vehicle, I have made a very detailed video showing how to find it. I'll put a link in the description down below in case you need to see that video. You'll also notice that it glows green when there is power, and it changes to blue once it's connected to the app. So let's simulate a typical diagnostic. I'm gonna go into the all systems diagnostic, and in this case, this Thinkdiagnostic tool has a very cool feature, which is the demo feature, which is great for us to learn how to use this device or for training purposes if we're looking to train a technician. For example, let's say that we are troubleshooting a Ford vehicle. We're gonna confirm that the information of the vehicle is correct, and we have three choices to choose from: health report, system scan, or system selection. And I'm gonna choose the first one, health report. And the health report is very capable, is very powerful, because it's gonna run an entire check of the entire vehicle, and it's gonna communicate with every single module that it possibly has, and it's gonna pull any codes from those individual modules. Now, this is a great way to get started on any vehicle that has an issue, because we can see the entire vehicle, and in here we can see, okay, if there's any issues with the main checking PCM. Is there issues with the transmission? We can see that the list keeps going on, such as the immobilizer, but let's look at the PCM. The PCM has 4 codes. The TCM has 3 codes. If I go to the PCM, we can see that the codes are going to be read on here and shown. We have a very short description of that code directly on here, and we can always go back to the main page and now move on to the next code, TCM. Let's read the codes for the transmission issues. And as we can see, here are the codes for the transmission issues. So we can very quickly get a snapshot of the entire vehicle. But let's try this report little tab on here. Now the report tab is going to be convenient if you're trying to generate some type of report summary, and you can add a little comment if you wanted to. But you can see on here, this is the year, this is the car that was tested, how many miles, this is the issues that we found. And if I go into the system scan, this is similar to the health report, but here we're just checking to see what modules is the car equipped with. And there can be many modules, and some may be present, some may not. Especially older cars are not going to have as many computers. For example, right now this report shows us that this car is fully equipped with pretty much every module that we can think of. Now this is helpful to understand if, for example, we're troubleshooting a transmission and if we don't know if the car has a transmission control module, we can go on here, and if it says not equipped, then there's no point for us to try to pull codes from it. And the last option, called system selection, allows us to go directly to the offending module. For example, if we know that we have an issue with the engine computer and there's a code in there, there's no point for us to check the immobilizer or the transmission control module. We can go directly into the ECM module and read the codes that way. We can also pull data, live data from the vehicle, and this is very helpful again from a troubleshooting standpoint when you are troubleshooting a vehicle. And we're now in a 2001 Chevy Impala, which is an older car, but you can still see how many items we can potentially look at in terms of live data. One of the most useful ones is engine coolant temperature, and let's look at the air intake temperature, and then we'll do the O2 sensors. I'm gonna hit OK over here. And we can see on here the real lifetime data coming from the device. But the other neat thing that we can do with this data is that we can graph it. Now it's nice to be able to see the value, but sometimes having a graphical representation of that value can help us to understand what is going on with the car. And you can also combine 2 particular items. For example, if I wanted to see both the front sensor and the rear sensor compared against each other, here we are graphing both of them at the same time. You can see one of them is indicated by the blue color, and we can see the other one indicated by the red line. Again, comparing 2 graphical representations of numbers are helpful in the car diagnostic process. The other neat thing too is that we can record particular data, and this is helpful again to understand what is going on with the vehicle, because we can now drive with the adapter in while recording the data, and when we park the car we can review the data that has been collected. But in addition to reading live data from the modules in the vehicle, we also have the actuation tests. And these are very helpful too if we're trying to make the car do something for us to test either a system or a solenoid or some kind of sensor. For example, if we wanted to turn on this glow plug relay, we can control that from here, and we can say turn that on, and then we can go and confirm if it indeed turns on or not. But I do want to show you what's inside of the other modules. Again, this is going to vary depending on the vehicle that you have and what it has been equipped from the factory to do or not, but some of them are going to have quite a bit of helpful stuff on here. For example, the immobilizer can be used on most vehicles to program a key. And if we wanted to make a key, we can potentially make a key. The process for programming a key is going to be very different from vehicles to vehicles. Again, this is a simulation of this particular Ford vehicle, but you could potentially program a key for your car. And that was the Thinkdiag OBD2 diagnostic tool with special functions. Now, who is this tool for? Well, if you ever wanted to experience a full-size bidirectional tool or scanner, but were worried about, am I going to be able to learn how to use it? Is it going to do what I actually need it to do? And is it worth for me to spend $1,000 or more on it because they're very expensive? That's where I think this tool is going to come in, because for a way lower price, we can experience the full functionality of bidirectional controls and understand if this is something that you're going to like to get into further and invest into a larger expensive tool or not at that point. I also think that this tool is going to be a great option for somebody who needs to have a bidirectional tool for that one single job. job. And it's not like you can go out and rent these things out at the local AutoZone. You really can't. So buying something like this is almost like we have borrowed a bi-directional tool for that one job that we needed to. So remember, I put a link to the Think Diagnostic tool in the description down below in case you want to get one. And if you guys have any other questions regarding this OBD2 scanner, please put that in the comments down below. And stay tuned as I have a lot more cool car gadgets and OBD tools for your vehicle coming up. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.